Welcome back. Before we get into today's video, I would like to give a shout out to all the emergency services dealing with the terrible situation we have going on in Houston. Hurricane Harvey has wreaked havoc through there, and it is such a disaster, so traumatic for everyone involved. It's a real sad situation. My heart goes out to all involved. So let's get into the meat of today's video. I wanted to talk about, in fact, first I want to address this. I picked up some wire today, and I promise I will fix the turn signals. As you saw in one of my previous videos, the resistors have come in. I've explained before that I'm English, and I'll go off topic slightly. Everyone I encounter here in California thinks I'm Australian. I'm just not used to what they see on TV. If they see an English person on TV, it's, "Oh, hello, how are you today? Can I interest you in some tea?" I feel like I'm still true to my roots, and I've kept my English accent. The only thing I do have to change the words I use. I ask for a torch, and people look at me like I'm weird. A torch is a flashlight. "Oh, can you grab my shoes from the boot of the car?" And they look at me like I have two heads. The boot's the trunk, and the bonnet, as I say, is the hood. So it's a lot of, so that's what today's video is about. It's the differences of being from the UK but living in the US. Some pertain to driving, some do not. So we'll go with the first major one in driving. Is obviously here in the US they drive on the wrong side of the road. We do have a pretty nice law out here of if the traffic light is red, as you approach the traffic light and you're gonna make a right turn, you can go right on red as long as you stop and then proceed, and that's pretty cool. That keeps things moving pretty well. Funny thing pertaining to that would be, I believe I read an article once about UPS, and UPS route their trucks, and I'm sure this is in big cities, not so much in rural areas, that most of the trucks, most of the turning is done to the right because it's more efficient and it gets them through the route faster. The second thing is the petrol, or as they like to call it, gasoline. Gotta get her gasoline. Fill up the truck, man. So the petrol. Here you pull up to the petrol pump, and you can't pull it over to the other side of the car like you can in the UK. You can pull up to the pump on either side, and the hose reaches over. If you pulled up on the wrong side, or you just wanted to get in and out quick and it'd be on the wrong side. Here it doesn't reach to the other side. Also, the color is switched, so you pull up to the petrol in the US here and it's black, whereas in the UK you pull up to petrol and it's green, and the diesel's black, whereas here the petrol's black and the diesel is green. It's not caught me out, and fingers crossed it doesn't, because I don't want to be putting diesel in my gasoline powered vehicle. Next thing is taxes. Yeah, we all pay taxes, you know, that's fair play. I don't have a problem paying taxes whatsoever, but in Britain the tax is added into whatever you buy. For instance, something's worth £10 in the shop, you pay £10. Simple as that. The tax is rolled in. Whereas here, where I live in the state of California, you're paying, so the price would be $10, $10, whatever you want to call it, and it doesn't amount to $10. You get to the register. This has caught me out a couple of times only when I first move over here, not now, obviously you get used to it. So state tax where I'm from is about 8%. So you buy something and then you're looking at whatever the price is, $10 plus 8%. I'm used to it now, but it was weird at first. It's really weird, and then that rolls in easily to the next thing that's kind of funny, is tipping. They love the tips. They love the tips out here in the US. You tip for everything. I'm surprised you can even look at someone without having to pay a tip. You go to the pub or the bar, whatever you want to call it, and you order however many drinks you order, you're expected to pay like $1. It's $1 per drink tip. So if you go out and you buy 5 drinks, you drop in $5 tip. If you no matter where you go, breakfast, dinner, lunch, it's a tip. Doesn't matter what kind of place it is. Like a good tip, obviously 20. Well, I mean, not obviously, but a good tip would be 20%, and then 15, 10, obviously, and if you get bad service, 0. I'm kind of nice. I tip. My wife gets mad because I sometimes tip a little too much. Not because I don't know, just because I'm nice. And the thing is, for waitresses here too, I think a waitress over here, they rely on tips to live. So if you're waitressing, you'll be making like $3 an hour while you work, and then everything else is made up of tips. And whether that's tips in a restaurant and it's all pooled together, then divvied out amongst everyone, or you're making tips for yourself and you're hustling. But that's just kind of a funny thing. That's all I can think of right now. Just the major differences off the top of my head. They're the key points that I'd like to. I just want to address. It's funny. It's living in a different culture it takes time to adapt. It does take time to adapt. But it's fun. I wouldn't change it for the world. I do feel blessed to live where I do live. It's a beautiful place. I have infinite sunshine. I'll be honest, it hardly ever rains here. Yeah, we're in a drought, but it does hardly ever rain here. It's like sunny pretty much 365. It's awesome. No matter what's going on, you got the sun in your face. It's awesome. I couldn't imagine moving back. I couldn't imagine moving back to the UK. That's it for today's upload. It was just about the key differences between the UK and the particular part of the US that I live in. If you like today's video, please hit that like button, and you can also subscribe for more fun content.